Hello and welcome to your to-do list from the universe. I am your host, Cindy Van Arnhem, and today I want to talk about the Ace of Spades and the ruling seven and how to bridge the gap between the material experience and the unseen world. So this morning when Joy and Jonah went live at 8 a.m., they were talking about how we must embody our spiritual experience, our divinity, just a little bit more today. That we are awakening to an understanding that we are these spiritual beings that are 99.99999% possibility that are playing in a material experience. And it's not about one or the other. It's easy for us, hello editor, it's easy for us to get caught in the material experience. Trust me, been there, done that. Have you ever had an experience of trying to control the material? There is no fucking mountain. But I also see it the other way, where so many healers, coaches, spiritual teachers get caught up in their divinity and forget to play in the material. So it can go either direction. Now, when I was starting my business and stepping into this world and becoming a speaker and a teacher myself, I got very caught up in the material experience. And I thought I had a belief system that if I just worked a little harder, that somehow I would break through. And so I was part of the hustle culture, the get shit done, the go, 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 burning the candle at both ends. I was in adrenal fatigue. I was burnt out. My relationships were falling apart at the seams. I was hurting my own self. I was literally killing myself. I was drinking myself into oblivion every night because I just couldn't see the pathway. I couldn't figure out how to break through. And then I met Joy Kingsborough. And I remember one of the first things she ever said to me was, you know, that if you just meditated more often, you'd make more money. And I was like, wait, what now? At this point in my life, I had never meditated. I had never experienced much of the spiritual world. I had studied all of the religious texts. I had read the Bible front to back, the Quran front to back. I had always been seeking the answer, but I had never seen the unseen world. But at the time I said, what have I got to lose? I'm not getting anywhere doing what I'm doing, beating my head against a brick wall. So let's try it. So I decided to try something new. And in the trying was the hardest thing I've ever had to do, by the way. I made a decision that I was going to go and sit on my patio every single day and attempt to meditate. Now, sometimes the meditation went deeper. Sometimes it was scattered and all over the place. Sometimes my mind would not cooperate. And yet I did it day after day after day after day. I made a choice and I was dedicated and devoted to doing this thing that Joy said, if you do this, you'll make more money. It probably was about 2 months after I made this decision and I had been doing this over and over and over again that all of a sudden I was like, my life is better. I am making more money. I'm not in front of my computer for hours on hours. I'm not worried so much. My nervous system had regulated to the point where I could actually get things done without constant spinning. It saved my life. Now, I understood from that and all the work that I've done since that in the bridge, it was across the bridge of bridging that spiritual experience with the material, that I was able to be more productive. I was able to get more done. I was all of a sudden, what used to take me 3 hours to get done was getting done in like 45 minutes. And I was like, how come I'm more efficient? Well, me being a very curious being, why, Joy? Why? And I started asking questions. I was saying this morning in my earlier live, I am a why child. Tell me why. I want to know. How? Tell me how. I want to know. So Joy started speaking to me about the universal laws and speaking to me about divine timing. And all of a sudden, I was like, oh, the science helped my mind get on board. Helped my mind begin to play in this possibility playground that is our body and our hearts and our spirit. And all of a sudden it started to click and the money started rolling in. So how do we bridge the gap? I can hear some of you going, okay, but meditation's not going to do it, Cindy. I can't just meditate all day long and make more money. No, that's not how it works. We are spiritual beings designed to play in a material experience. The material experience makes up 0.0001% of what's actually there. And what you're seeing in your material experience is trash, junk, evidence of past creation. Has nothing to do with what you're creating right now. So when we look around at our material experience, we're like, wow, I love that car, and I love those books, and I love that wall that I created, and I love my plants. It's all junk. And I know to some that can be really challenging to accept that because we love our things. But it is in the unattachment to those things and the willingness to accept that we are creating more and more and more in the unseen world, and that we can create whatever we want. So if you want to create a new car, then you remember that 99.9999999% of that creation process you can't see. You can feel it, but you can't see it. And then we get caught up in the wondering if, well, when am I going to get the car? It feels like I'm never going to see that car. Why isn't that car in my garage yet? What's happening? What's going on? Obviously, I'm not doing it right, so I have to do it a different way. I have to try to control, and then we get stuck in the material experience again. So how do you bridge the gap? Number one, be curious. If you think you know everything, you're wrong. We never know everything. Be curious, be open, be willing to see things from a different perspective. Question your beliefs all day long today. Be curious today. Ask why. Ask how, but not from the place of I want to control it in the material, but how does that work in the spiritual? Where's the science behind that? Explore the universal laws. Teach your mind what's really going on. Create new patterns in your mind of belief. Be curious. Step number one. Step number two today, try something new. Whatever it is, do something today that you have never done today. Go explore, do a meditation that you've never done. Try doing the Q if you've never done the Q before. Take a class. Cook a meal you've never made before. Try something new today. And just let it open your curiosity muscle. Nothing that new thing needs to become. You don't ever have to do it again unless you love it. Just try it and see what unfolds for you. Step number three, come into the heart often. As we train the mind to play in this possibility playground, there are multiple different ways to do it. But the key of it is repetition, dedication, and being willing. So whether it's through meditation or Q or contemplation or time in nature or conversation and verbal process, whatever it is, I don't care how you do it, but bring your awareness to the heart. It is when we have that coherence between the mind and the heart, when the mind and the heart are playing in the same sandbox, is when the creation begins to occur. When the mind is taken over and spinning and doing the things and trying to figure out the how and all the things and focused on what it sees outside of itself, you're not creating. You're focused on what's out there. It's not about turning your mind off. It's about getting your mind to play with who you are, the essence of you. So 3 things to do today. Number 1, be curious. Number 2, try something new today. And number 3, head, heart, head, heart, head, heart, head, heart, head, heart, over and over and over again. Hopefully that lands. Make sure you subscribe to our channels on YouTube. Join us tomorrow as we dive into the love notes and the to-do lists from the universe. And join us this weekend, Saturday. Joy and Jonah are going to be joining us for a 3-hour event. You can ask your questions. You can bring your curiosity to Jonah to get some answers from the universe to help support you in what you're creating. So make sure you grab your ticket. It's Saturday, 9 a.m. Pacific. Replays are available, and the link to join us is in the description of this video somewhere. If you can't find it, reach out. I'm happy to share that link with you. Hope you have an incredible Thursday. Don't forget that to-do list today. I love you. I believe in you, and I see your power.